Hi everyone, Meta Anime here. Hope you are doing well. Today I am going to tell the story of a film called The Boy and the Beast. Released in 2015, the film is directed by Mamoru Hosoda, who is known for his previous works like Mirai, Wolf Children, etc. Before we go, this video contains spoilers. So please take this warning for those that haven't watched this movie yet. Without further ado, here's the recap of The Boy and the Beast. The film starts with the story of a city of the beast called Jutengai. The Grand Master of the city announced that he'd retire and reincarnate as a god. While deciding on the god he wanted to be, the process of finding the successor is undergoing. The two most potential successors are the calm Iozen and the violent Kumatetsu. The fight between the two of them will decide the next Grand Master. Meanwhile, at Shibuya in the middle of the night, we can see a young boy alone and avoiding the cops. The boy is named Ran. He lost his mother after his father walked out on them. After refusing the offer to live with his mother's relatives, he ran away to the streets of Shibuya alone. While wandering the streets, he muttered about how he hated everyone. After doing that, a dark shadow of himself appeared muttering the same words as him. While eating, he met a small mouse-like creature and named it Chico. As he was sitting, he was found by the huge bare-faced Kumatetsu and his friend, the monkey Tatara. Kumatetsu was looking for a disciple and offered the position to Ran after looking at his eyes. But Tatara tried to stop Kumatetsu and took him away. After coming to his senses, Ran went and followed Kumatetsu. However, he was found by some law enforcement which made him run away. As he ran, he saw Kumatetsu go and disappeared into a small alley. After some hesitation, Ran went after him and entered the same alley. But inside, he only found a weird alley where he seemed to be going in a loop. That is until a donkey pushed him out of the alley and into the street of Jutengai. He was shocked to see so many humanoid beast people in a street bustling with life. Trying to go back, he found that the alley behind him is already closed. Panicked, he ran to the streets trying to find an exit. He was eventually found by a group of wolves who planned to eat him. However, a monk who is a humanoid pig named Hayakashubu saved him and tried to take him home. Kumatetsu found the two of them and tried to take Ran from the monk as he told him that Ran is his disciple. After some arguments about taking a human as a disciple, Kumatetsu took Ran to his very messy house. As Ran refused to give Kumatetsu his name, he was named Kyuta, which means the ninth boy, as he is 9 years old. Before sleeping, Kumatetsu warned Ran that if he cried or complained, he will be thrown back to the street. Ran then went out of the house to look at the city. He hallucinated seeing his mother taking food to him. After realizing that it was just a hallucination, he sat down and cried. The next morning, Kumatetsu found Ran sleeping inside the chicken coop. They then both have breakfast together. While Kumatetsu voraciously enjoyed his rice over raw eggs, Ran was disgusted to eat raw eggs. Not wanting to be anyone's disciple, he ran away to the streets. In the city, the disciples of Kumatetsu's rival named Iozen caught him. After claiming that he is his student, Iozen told Kumatetsu to take him back to the human world. He explained that the world of humans and beasts is separated because humans have darkness inside them. Kumatetsu told him that he saw no such thing inside Ran and challenged Iozen to a fight. The fight underwent in the middle of the market with many people watching them. Initially, Kumatetsu was on the winning side, but everything changed after people started to cheer on Iozen. Seeing how Iozen kept beating Kumatetsu, Ran saw how alone Kumatetsu is and he started cheering him. But Kumatetsu got knocked out immediately. The Grandmaster interrupted the fight and allowed Kumatetsu to keep his human disciple. At home, Ran told Kumatetsu that as long as he can be stronger, he didn't mind being his disciple. To show his determination, he started eating the raw eggs over rice that he is really disgusted with. This made Kumatetsu really overjoyed. The next day, they started his swordsmanship training. Ran is really terrible, but Kumatetsu is even worse at teaching. Kumatetsu told Ran to grasp the sword in his heart. But Ran understood nothing out of it. The frustrated Kumatetsu then left them for a few days. During this time, Ran got bullied by Iozen's kid while doing the chores for Kumatetsu. As Kumatetsu returned, the two of them got into an argument again about what each other lacked. How Ran is really weak and how bad Kumatetsu is compared to Iozen. The Grandmaster suddenly appeared and gave Kumatetsu a mission. They must embark on a journey across the land to meet various great sages to find the meaning of strength. As they travel, the two of them kept getting into an argument as Kumatetsu always asked Ran to do everything fast. They met all the 5 sages, which all gave them different meanings of strength. Ran is concerned that he is untalented and will always be weak. Meanwhile, Kumatetsu is concerned that he can't teach Ran. Ran then started mimicking Kumatetsu's every move to learn from him. At first, Kumatetsu got frustrated by it but enjoyed it in the end. Eventually, Ran got to the point where he can predict Kumatetsu's movement and can always avoid Kumatetsu's attack. In exchange for Kumatetsu to teach him to fight, Ran agreed to teach Kumatetsu to predict the enemy's movements. Over time, Ran kept getting stronger and nobody could bully him anymore. While Ran grew, Kumatetsu also got stronger as he no longer focused only on himself, and their training together made his movement more sharp and refined. As years passed by, Ran got well known for his strength and people started lining up to be Kumatetsu's disciples. One day, when Ran was running away from Kumatetsu, he found the alley that lead to the human world. He went to the library to try if he could still read. There, he met a girl named Kaede and asked her how to read the word whale that is written in the book he is trying to read. Kaede is a high school student that is bullied by her schoolmates as she tried to enforce some rules in the library. As Ran saved her from the bullies, Kaede then taught Ran how to read in exchange. Ran then alternates his life between learning to read in the human world and helping Kumatetsu to teach his students in the beast world. Ran and Kaede then got closer as time passed by. Kaede confided that everything she did until now, like getting good grades, are all things that her parents wanted for her. And now she just wanted to leave her home as soon as possible. Kaede encouraged him to take the college entrance exam for people who didn't graduate from high school. But without an address or family, he can't take any of the exams. While working on his family registry, he found the address of his father. At the address, he tried to knock on the door but backed down and went back home. On his way home, he met his father, who initially didn't recognize him. This created a dilemma in his life. Whether to keep living in the beast world or having a normal human life in the human world. At home, he told Kumatetsu that he will go to the human school whether he liked it or not. Kumatetsu, who forbade him to go, couldn't stop him now. Ran's father then tried to get things back to what they were before. Seeing how his father is acting as if nothing happened in the past few years, Ran got frustrated and ran away again. He went back to the streets of Shibuya as Kumatetsu wouldn't listen to him and his father was so ready to move on. He then saw the reflection of his childhood shadow with darkness in the heart. It was the shadow that appeared on him during the darkest time of his childhood. At the library, Kaede saw something is wrong with Ran. As Ran got confused about whether he is a human or a beast, he started confronting Kaede about it. This scared Kaede, who slapped him in the face. Ran eventually calmed down and apologized to Kaede. Before leaving, Kaede gave Ran a charm and told him to look at it when he loses himself. At Jutengai, Ran is surprised to see that Grandmaster has decided on the god he wanted to reincarnate into. This means that it is time for the last fight to determine the next Grandmaster. Iozen's son told him that his father had been training non-stop for the fight. They then shook hands to promise that no matter the outcome, they both will still be friends. While walking home, Iozen's older son named Ichirohiko attacked him. While being attacked, Ran saw the same darkness on Ichirohiko's chest. The fight for the new Grandmaster then began. Kumatetsu fought fiercely but kept getting beaten up by Iozen's swift techniques. As Kumatetsu was about to get tapped out, Ran shouted to Kumatetsu telling him not to lose. They got into an argument and this motivated Kumatetsu to stand up to keep fighting. Kumatetsu then started to fight with a smile on his face. Just like how he would usually fight Ran. After disarming Iozen's sword, he knocked him out and was declared the winner. As Ran congratulated Kumatetsu, Iozen walked away from the arena. However, Ichiruhiko suddenly used his telekinetic power from his inner darkness to stab Kumatetsu using his father's sword. Seeing his father figure stabbed, Ran's darkness manifested and is ready to throw his sword at Ichiruhiko's face. But luckily, Chiko managed to stop him, and seeing the charm from Kaede calmed him down. The darkness in Ichiruhiko then completely enveloped him and disappeared completely. Kumatetsu survived the attack and is unconscious now. Iozen then revealed how he saved Ichiruhiko from the human world when he was found as an abandoned baby in an alley. He also revealed how he lied to Ichiruhiko that he was a beast his whole life, which is the root of his insecurity that gave birth to his darkness. Hearing this, Ran went out to find Ichiruhiko. Tatara and Hayakashibu tried to stop him from pursuing vengeance. But Ran is not out for vengeance. He realized that the two of them are actually the same, but Ran is saved from the darkness because of the people around who raised him. He then left after thanking them for everything. In the human world, he met Kaede to thank her for everything as he is not sure whether he can win against Ichiruhiko. However, Ichiruhiko suddenly showed up and attacked him in the middle of the street. Ran and Kaede ran away but were chased by Ichiruhiko, who is now a giant shadow. Chaos and havoc follow wherever Ichiruhiko's shadow went. The only way Ran can think of to defeat him is to take Ichiruhiko's darkness into himself and commit suicide to destroy the darkness. At the Jutengai, Kumatetsu went to see the Grandmaster asked to be a god, as it is the only way for him to save Ran. Back in the human world, Ran and Kaede are being attacked by Ichiruhiko. After unsheathing his sword, Ran started to absorb Ichiruhiko's darkness. But suddenly, a flaming sword came between them. The people of Jutengai came as well and explained to Ran that the sword is Kumatetsu. Kumatetsu turned into the god of tools and took the form of a sword. The sword then went inside Ran's heart. It became the sword that Ran could grip in his heart. Using the sword in his heart, Ran cut Ichiruhiko's darkness without killing him. He then gave Ichiruhiko Kaede's charm to help him control himself in the future. Kumatetsu now lives inside of Ran's heart. In the beast world, Iozen welcomed Ichiruhiko back home and Ran is celebrated as the hero of Jutengai. The Grandmaster lost his right to become a god after it was taken by Kumatetsu, which forced him to stay as the Grandmaster again. Kaede then meets up with Ran at the beast world. Ran then went back to the human world and finally could have that dinner with his father. So that concludes the recap of The Boy and the Beast. What do you guys think? I really liked the beautiful story about the inner journey towards maturity through the boy's father issue. The relationship between Kumatetsu and Ran is also portrayed beautifully. Even though the ending feels rushed and many people are disappointed with Ran's decision to no longer wield a sword anymore, the overall story of the film is still very enjoyable. Please tell us what you think through the comment section. If you like this content, please leave us a like and share them with your friends. Thank you for watching, until we see you again.